people telling lies. The scales. I don't believe it. I know my power. Right. Now hear this, my fellow jurors. I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some devious and sorcerer using black magic on us all. I wonder if Cosmo would have gone comments like this. If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all this? Answer me this, Dark Jinx. Me? What exactly is the problem? What of the two witnesses having slightly different recollections of events? What of it? Say the Shylock did stab the victim as he sat next to him on the omnibus. This young dandy saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor, and then the Shylock stabbed him again. Okay, so how many times was he stabbed? Is that what you're asking? Once! He was stabbed once! And this old lady saw him do it. Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that, who are you going to sir? Why should I should take this knife on you? Who are you calling old? Why I should take this needle to you? Oh, they're ready to kill each other now. But could the foreman of the jury be right? Did the two witnesses see two different moments of the same crime? It's out of the question, I say. Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman. What is it, you Dark Jinx? Come on, out with it! What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question. What are you talking about, man? How can you possibly say that? You do realise I'm only doing my job. As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. So where's your evidence, man? That's what we want to see. I say the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime. You say that's out of the question, show me some proof. I will. It looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is to present him with something he can't dismiss. Some irrefutable hard evidence. As you wish. What? I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw different moments of the same crime, as proven by he was only stabbed once, sir. This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen only once. Only once! It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time. Which means these witnesses can't have possibly seen it happen two different times. Alright, I can see defeat. I can see defeat. Wait, that means 4 jurors are now leaning to not guilty. We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo. We've won. Well, not so fast. It just means the trial's continuing, isn't it? What are you playing at, you dandy fool? Shut your trap, sir. No one deceives me. Well, we had a consensus. I said shut your trap. I know a liar when I see one. And if the chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, out there. Dude. Please tell me he's a barber. Oh, what a wonder his saliva on my head. Good heavens. Well, in a quite remarkable turn of events, the defense's summation examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. The jurors now stand at 2 for guilty and 4 for not guilty. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to adjudicate, and the trial must continue. I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places. I don't think the prosecution ever left, but alright. And I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth. Pursue the truth. So, Lord von Zeeks, continue to substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please. Having savoured the rich aroma of the calming contents of this hallowed chalice, it may seem crass to crush it to dust. Pray forgive the discourtesy. Lord von Zeeks! Cold in here? Is it just me? Beppo's feeling it too, I think. As your antiquated term no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation examination. So I honoured a deathly silence. Listen to the charade. Seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury. Wow, rude. Well, no matter. There is nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No. Why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle. Unleash! Bring forth the witnesses once more! Witnesses! I trust you heard the summation examination we have just had to endure. Oh, yes, sir. That I did, sir. Of course I heard it. Yes, sir. I heard it. You, sir, on the end, the coachman. I believe it's Beppo. Yes, sir, my lord, sir. If it transpires that your previous testimony, you were attempting to veil the presence of a 5th passenger on your omnibus, you will be found guilty of perjury. You are advised to bear that in mind, sir. Oh, mio Dio. Oh. Now then, witnesses, I hereby call on you to testify before the court again. You will explain the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense's summation examination. I only carried 4 passengers that night. I swear. Well, I for one was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus. He fiddled us on the fare, he did, and then I saw the blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much. I tell you, I saw Magilda stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands. Oh, yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes. Counsel, make sense of this for me, please. Phantom fifth passenger conjured into existence by my learned Eastern friend never existed. The confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly little cozenage. Beppo, explain yourself! I'm terribly sorry, Guildmaster. The guild's fare is 4 pence across the board. You know that. Am I to understand that you've been overcharging our passengers by a penny a fare? It's so cold. The last one of the day is always half empty. You have been dishonest, coachman. I'm sorry. You're a disgrace, Beppo! A disgrace! Your selfish actions have brought dishonor on the entire guild! For me, sir, I had to pay 10 pence on the bus just last week. What? 4 passengers at 5 pences, yeah? Yep, 20 pence. I've done the arithmetic 10 times already, but I can't make the result come out differently. It's okay, it's... no, that figures. Checks out. Well, it would appear that one of my aforementioned misgivings has already been explained. So, counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, if you please. We've already had the pleasure of a protracted summation examination today. See you intend to continue the parlor games. Jeez, he really wants to get this over and done with. Absolutely! Shoot, checks out. It's a lot to process, huh? Okay, what about the discrepancy about the stabbing? So you saw the defendant, Mr. McGilded, stabbing the victim, Mr. Mason, who was sitting next to him? That's what I said, isn't it? It was bothering me before it was. For just a brief moment, he hesitated before answering the question. Anyway, there was only the 2 of them inside the carriage, wasn't there? There's been too much talk of a 5th passenger, but as yet, 0 evidence. And what are we wasting all this time for? Huh? It's black and white. The man's guilty! Something about Mr. Fairplay's testimony just jars with me. Oh wait, there was something I forgot to check, wasn't there? 2 things I forgot to check. Oh gee, this is embarrassing. This portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London's gentry. Oh dear, do you really think we ought to look inside? Well, we've been nosy all this time, you know, with Wilson's medical report and whatnot. I say, just do it. It's not as though we know any of London's gentry personally, is it? Apart from our great detective friend, perhaps? I wonder where he went off to. Yes, I wonder. I don't think it's about the same thing, but I wonder. I assure you we will not find Mr. Sholmes' name inside. Oh, let's just see what we find. I can't read it anyway, it's fine. I'm just kidding. Alright. Gosh, it's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it? Well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off. Goodness! What is it? Look at this! Do you say the name here? Bruce Fairplay. Should that mean something to me? It does sound strangely familiar, actually. Bruce Fairplay, the witness testifying at this very moment. Oh yes, of course, the banker. Why is his name in here? He borrowed 20 guineas, did he? Look, the repayment date is fast approaching. It's possible that this is just a coincidence, of course. This could be very useful information. Oh dear. I don't believe we've checked this either. That part is the sheath, isn't it? Are you alright, Mr. Nuttlewaddle? Hmm? Oh, sorry, yes. I just don't really like black. Those don't seem like the words of a man in possession of a large katana slung from his wrist. Why can't I read today? Goodness! Oh, blade, Cosmo's soul! Anyway, there's no sense in delaying it. Let's see what the blade looks like. Ew! It's quite the deep shade of red there. Looks a lot like blood. And Von Zeke's hallowed chalice. Sure is blood. Victims. An Englishman's blood looks like a Japanese man's blood. Did you think it wouldn't? Sorry, it's just that we've only just arrived here in Great Britain. Finding it a little hard to adjust. Yes, I do understand. Let's shuffle this around. Willy Wonka? Let's see if I can manipulate it. So, there you go, it's a W. It can't be the defendant. An ornate letter M. Undeniably Mr. McGilded's initial. It's beautifully gilded too. It must be valuable, I should think. Ah! Look at this, M. If you turn it upside down, it's a W. This could change everything. A W. A W for win for the defense. Yes, it's, you know, one of those turnabout cases. I'm sure of it. Yes! I'm afraid I don't know at all. And what I am sure is that this is an M. What? What? Oh, come on, let's... Oh, humour me here! Good heavens! I wish I could work out what it was. Now we have something at our disposal. Wait. Is this relevant? I'm not sure if we can contradict it with anything. Oh, hold on, I'll be back. Stabbed. Hold on, I'm a bit stuck here right now. Give me a moment. I apologise. Stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes. Okay, everybody's saying he was stabbed. I guess I'm pressing all of it? So, there were only 4 passengers on your carriage, but you didn't charge them the standard 4p fare. Is that right? It's impossible to make the last run of the day pay. It was so cold, it was all I could do to stop myself passing out. Getting chilblains just listening to you. It's terrible, so I wanted to give myself a pat on the back for even keeping the bus running. Doesn't a dedicated coachman deserve an extra penny per passenger? Digging a deeper hole for yourself here. If only there had been a 5th passenger on the omnibus that night, then we would have had another suspect. Did we press this yet? My gosh, my short-term memory. Does that mean everyone on board that night paid 5p instead of 4? Well, I paid 5p too, sir. I just told you that I did. Yeah, 5p across the board. It's not something to be proud of. The so-called discrepancy my learned friend identified was nothing of the sort. Much like the phantom killer you so desperately needed, it's gone. Dead and buried. Well, phantom killer worked for me when I was on the stand, like in the defendant's chair. Maybe there might be another one. I seem to have a penchant for those. Be happy if it never ever existed in the first place.
Hold it!
This blood-curdling sight. You mean the murder, I presume? Yes, sir. A loathsome sight. No one should have to witness the horror in the eyes of a man the moment his life is taken. Oh, well, not exactly, sir. I mean, I didn't actually see the exact moment the gent was stabbed. Good gracious! Really? We have another witness who did, however. The banker has already testified to it. But Mr. First didn't actually see the point at which the victim was killed. That may turn out to be significant. I heard the banker gent next to me take a sharp intake of breath, you see. That's when I looked through the glass. That's when I saw that horrible blade poking from his belly, all covered in blood. Every time I see a knife now, I can't help screaming, even when I'm eating. Hey, I didn't hear you scream when that juror had that blade out, but alright. We really pressed that. Earlier, you testified that you saw the moment when the defendant allegedly stabbed the victim, didn't you? Yes, that's right. You said that the victim was on the floor and described the assailant holding the knife in an ice pick grip. I suppose. What did? I actually don't remember that one. I might have, you know. Yes. Put the cart before the horse, maybe. What's this? Well, I'm quite sure, but most of it. I was driving the horses when I heard a scream from the seats on the roof deck. I expected that was me, sir. And when I turned around, yes, I saw it through the skylight. The gentleman was on the floor, and the knife was sticking up of his midriff. That's right, yes. And the fellow holding the handle was the famous man. Yes. So, in short, you didn't see the moment when the victim was actually stabbed at all. really thought I did, but when I go over it again in my head, I suppose I didn't actually see the precise moment of the stabbing, did I?
Excuse me.
Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Fairplay? Now you listen to me. I know what you're thinking. He didn't really see the exact moment that fellow was stabbed. What are the chances of that? Eh? Are you asking me or telling me? It's getting flustered. I might be able to extract some new information for him if I answer cleverly. You just happen to see the exact moment the crime was committed? Some days are like that. Happen to? Oh gosh. What are the chances of that? Hold on a second, wait, let me look at the omnibus again. If he sat here, where did the crime... Shoot, he could have. He sat there. Oh, good heavens. See the exact moment. No chance. Are we gonna bluff the, oh, you had motive to make the defendant look bad? Is that what we're going with? Wait, let's see if he... Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I'm a bit stuck right now. Oh my gosh. Why am I stuck? This is embarrassing. I've played this before! Well, some days are like that. I'm not sure if this will be of any consequence, but let's see. Well, I suppose some days are like that. Sooner or later, you'll see something you wish you hadn't. You're always peeping through a skylight on the top of an omnibus. Peeping? I'm a respectable Citibanker, I'll have you know. And I know what I saw. I remember clear as a Ballarat day. It was a grim scene, I don't mind telling you. Thank you, Mr. Fairplay. Oh, excuse me if I was getting hot under the collar there, my lord. I ask you to supplement your testimony with a clear statement about what exactly you saw. Oh, I can do that alright. I'll tell you just how grim it was. Just think I forget the sight of those blood-soaked hands. Hands! Shoot. Not long ago, the trial very nearly came to an end. Sometimes it's hot. Sometimes the fan's overwhelmingly cold. I just can't make a decision, so I'm sorry if you can hear it. Somehow we've managed to keep our chances alive here. I can't waste this cross-examination. I have to use it to bring some new facts to light. If you're not careful when you press these witnesses, the danger is that the jury will end up believing something unhelpful as they did before. Maybe. We can't let the fear of that happening stop us from uncovering important new information. Thank goodness you had a book that's quite literally saved us. Yes, you're so right. I need to pay careful attention here. I don't want to miss even a flicker of a reaction among these witnesses. Remember, if you happen to spot one of those witnesses reacting in a strange way, don't hesitate to pursue them as to the reason. Wait, sorry, wrong one. So weak confidence, do you not scare? Blood-soaked hands, plural. Oh, I admit that soak might be laying it on a bit thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it. Both of them? Well, I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay. That's more than a little peculiar. Wow! Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGilded, on the night in question. Yes, right. And there certainly does appear to be a sizable dark-coloured stain here. But, as I'm sure you can clearly see, it's only on the right-hand glove. In short, Mr. Fairplay, your testimony is inconsistent. Ah! But no, that can't be right. So you're the liar here then. That's right, you were quite clear about it. Both hands. Mr. Fairplay, if your last statement was a lie, it calls your entire testimony into question. You say you saw the moment when the victim was stabbed, but is that really the truth? Oh, yeah, well,
Objection.
It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying. Yes, it wasn't both hands. It was only one, but the fact remains. The victim's blood was on the accused. No, Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands. Which means there's a strong possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court. Ah! I am a sea baker for pity's sake. My word should be the gold standard. I'm a gentleman, not some gutter snipe. Upstanding members of society don't prevaricate. He's claiming to have no reason to lie. Is that really the case? Mr. Nuttleholder, if we had some evidence to explain why Mr. Fairplay may be lying, it would turn the tide in this trial completely. Well, now we bring that up. Something to show this man has a compelling reason to lie in his testimony. Oh, I have evidence. My lord? Yes, counsel. The defense is ready to present evidence. By Jove, are you sure? Yes, evidence that will clearly demonstrate why Mr. Fairplay had a reason to lie in his testimony. Ah! Oh, we got him? I hereby call on the defense to present its evidence. The evidence that demonstrates a motive for the witness's alleged deception of the court. Debtor's ledger. There you go, your take that's a good. This is a list of the debtors who owe money to Mr. McGilded. Yes, a list of innocent victims crippled by the accused's extortion. The point is, among the names of these debtors is your name, Mr. Bruce Fairplay. What? Mr. Fairplay, are you currently indebted financially to the accused? No, well, it's barely worthy of being called a debt. According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas. Not an inconsiderable sum of money, wouldn't you say? Oh! What of it? Let's suppose Mr. McGilded were to be found guilty of murder. What would become of your debt in that case? These documents state that the loan agreement is forged between two individual parties. Therefore, were the creditor, the defendant here, to be sentenced to a capital punishment, all outstanding debts which were owed to him would be annulled. They would cease to exist. Cease to exist? Cease to exist? Cease to exist. Mr. Fairplay, is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony to have seen something you never in fact saw? In a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant? Ah! Order, Mr. Bruce Fairplay. Yes, my lord. Let me ask you again. And be aware that your answer may have most serious implications upon your future, sir. Did you or did you not see the precise moment in which the defendant is alleged to have thrust a knife into the victim? Why can't I read? Oh, sorry. Your silence speaks volumes. You did not tell the truth in your testimony. Alright, let's not make a melodrama out of this. Perhaps I did overstate the truth a pinch. Pinch? It makes no difference. I definitely remember seeing blood on Mr. McGilda's hands. Both of them. And yet, only one of the defendant's gloves, which we have here as evidence, is stained. Only one is stained. So you keep saying. I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir. Go ahead, Mr. First. Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing him myself as it happens. You're saying this now? The blood, sir, on the assailant's hands. I think, yes. I'm almost sure it was on both his hands, not just one. What? What? Where'd the cape go? It would appear that we're going to need further testimony from all you witnesses. This time, I would like to know precisely what you did and what you did not see. Do I make myself perfectly clear? Oh! Mr. Nuttlehoodle, this is good news. The course of the trial seems to have shifted slightly at last. Yes. I might finally have a chance to turn things around here. There was blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters. I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attacker's hands with blood on them. I didn't actually see anything myself, no. Not until I heard that scream. Anyway, the fact remains, there can't be anyone else inside that carriage or we would have all seen. Well, lo and behold. Truth of facts, not one of you was witness to the crucial moment the crime was perpetrated. I apologize, my lord, but honestly. There was no one inside that carriage, and the man's hands were covered in blood. Not much incriminating evidence is tantamount to saying we saw the man do it. It's really not what testimony is about. Let us examine the interior of the omnibus once more. The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating the witness's accounts. In other words, there is no substantial, no significant change in the facts of the case. Very well, your cross-examination, please, counsel. Yes, my lord. Really now? You did say hands, not gloves. No, the evidence tells us otherwise. We have the gloves the defendant was wearing on the night in question in the court record. I'm well aware of that, sir, but nevertheless, I know what I saw and I stand by it. The man had blood on both his hands. It's defiant even in the face of hard evidence. He's steadfastly refusing to admit he might be mistaken about what. But why? But why? Your reasoning is dire. Care to tell us why? One hand on two, the salient point remains unchanged. Minutes after the grim crime, the victim's blood dripped guiltily from the accused's fingers. However, I suppose you might say I didn't see the exact moment. Oh.
Hold it!
Don't try to downplay this. Whether or not you saw the exact moment of the crime is a matter of fundamental importance as well, you know. Oh, but crying out loud, we all know that no one else could have possibly done it. It's just trying to save us some time. You have a loan of 20 guineas outstanding with the defendant, do you not? You hope to release yourself from that financial burden by ensuring the defendant was found guilty. Oh. I just lost a guinea or 10 when I backed the wrong horse in the derby, that's all. This is why you don't gamble, kids. He's got to win it back. That's a fiction this weekend, that's a sure thing. Little guinea or 10. I'm a banker. No one bats an eye if I borrow a little spending money for the weekend. You may have revealed rather more about your character than you bargained for, sir. This witness's scruples are not on trial here. Proceed to the next witness. Is that really how it's supposed to work?